We welcome you all to another edition of The Beat. Coming to you from 12th Man Studios in the south end zone of Kyle Field, I'm Will Johnson. The spring usually means a successful Texas A&M team has big-time action in front of them. It was no different this weekend. Baseball hosted Missouri, softball was at Alabama, and track and field ran in the Texas relays. Baseball got started against Mizzou on Friday night. Entering the series, the Aggies were the SEC's West Division leader. The Tigers were on top of the East. A&M got some clutch hits in the bottom of the sixth to break a 3-3 tie in the opener. After Ronnie Gideon doubled, Hunter Melton drove him home with a single. After Melton went to second on a wild pitch, Michael Barish scored him with a base knock. Ags up by a pair. Andrew Vinson was stellar in relief, throwing 3 scoreless innings. Aggies take the opener 7-4.
12th man's always electric. They bring it every night, and can't credit them. I mean, they bring the house down. And, I mean, it's big time playing in front of a crowd like that.
Saturday saw the Ags lose at home for the first time in 2015. They had a 2-0 lead early, but Mizzou came back to score the remaining 3 runs in the ballgame. The Tigers even the all-important weekend series with a 3-2 victory. That meant Sunday decided it, and the Aggies came out swinging. Second inning, Logan Knottybrook, a 2-run homer over the scoreboard in left. Next frame, Mitchell Now drives one to the deepest part of the park, and on the bounce over the wall notches his first home run of the year. Logan Taylor in the 6th puts it away. Bases loaded, a bomb to left center field. Grand slam. Jo Evans and her young softball squad had a difficult task in front of them. They were in Tuscaloosa for a 3-game set with number 5, Alabama. The Tide won the first 2 games, but the Aggies showed toughness in coming back Sunday and avoiding the sweep. The star of the finale, Callie Landfear. She went 3 for 3 and drove in 5 runs. Landfear hit not 1, but 2 home runs. She certainly propelled the Aggies in the 11-5 victory that helps them leave Tuscaloosa on a positive. Softball came back home with a 7-5 SEC mark, putting them in 5th in the conference. The Aggies step out of the league but are in College Station for a weekend series coming up against Georgia Tech starting on Friday. Saturday is a doubleheader. Track and field at the 88th Texas Relays in Austin. The Aggies always feel right at home in the state's most prestigious meet. No different this time around. The men were named the most outstanding team as they posted 8 victories, including wins by the 4x100 relay as well as in the mile relay.
You know, throughout this meet, this is about a total meet, and it's about putting people on the track. And you know, we won the 4x8, we won the DMR, we won the 4x1, and we won the 4x4. It doesn't get much better than that on the men's side. I mean, that just doesn't happen very often. Does anybody win 4 relays?
The women had 2 victories, including Shelby Vaughn posting a meet record in the discus. The men and women, who are both ranked number 1 in the country, by the way, have some big meets coming up. In late April, it's the Penn Relays. The SEC Championships are in the middle of May in Starkville. The NCAA Championships go down in Eugene, Oregon in June. The Beat is presented by AT&T, building you a better network. Texas A&M baseball is on top of the SEC Western Division by 2 games, and they take their act to Lexington this weekend to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. And we have head coach Rob Childress and assistant coach Will Bolt with us right now. And Coach Childress, first you as we begin here. Going back to the Missouri weekend, A&M suffered their first home loss on Saturday, and you made an interesting statement after the game. Most people know their identity at this point in the season, but there would be some answers still coming for you in that Sunday game because you hadn't had to face a contest where you had to win a series in that finale. I would think you got some pretty good answers on Sunday versus the Tigers.
Very proud of the way our guys responded. On Saturday we made some mistakes, defensively, made some mistakes on the mound to allow Missouri to get back into the game. And, they played almost a perfect game and deserved the opportunity to win that game. And for us, it was about how we're going to respond. And, on Sunday coming out, it was interesting to see. We needed Matt Kent to get us off to a good start. He did a great job in that respect. And offensively, we scored early and were able to grab the lead, and we had a huge inning. Later in the game, we're able to put it away.
And Coach Bolt, it's your first year back at A&M. You were on Coach Childress' staff in the past, and you're in charge of the offense. And do you kind of marvel at A&M's capabilities 1 through 9? Sometimes you get down to that bottom of the lineup, and there might be a hole or two in there, but do you really think this offense doesn't have many gaps in it this season?
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I'm pretty fortunate in the fact that I've been able to come here and inherit a group of guys that are very talented. And the 1 through 9 in the order, and we could go all the way 12 or 13 deep, at least with our hitters, and feel like we've got guys that are capable of doing a lot of different things. They're all, one thing I think they all bring to the table is strength, and that's something that you can't really teach. Our guys they got bat speed and strength, and they can do a bunch of different things, but one thing they can do is they can drive the ball in the gap, and we got a lineup full of guys that are capable of doing that, and for me, that's been something that's been fun to watch, is just our guys and their ability to, you see the outfielders. I mean, they got to play deep, with our guys, and we can drop some balls in, and we can go first to third and do some different things. But first and foremost, we got a bunch of talented players.
Logan Taylor leads this team in home runs. It's been a pretty power-laden squad thus far. What impresses you about Logan?
Logan's got a great approach at the plate. I think he's at his best when he's, not trying to yank the ball, not trying to pull the ball, and just letting the ball get to him. And I think you kind of I think he's got 6 home runs now. You look at it, probably at least 4 of them have been on breaking balls, which if you're trying to go get the fastball, you're not going to have any chance on the breaking ball. So just to see his maturation as a hitter just in the last, not only the course of his career here as a junior now, but just over the course of the last 6 or 7 months, it's been pretty fun to watch.
Another guy individually on your staff is Matt Kent. Now, you've got a lot of good pitchers. You call the game from the dugout, but not with Matt. As a head coach and pitching coach, what makes you entrust a guy like Matt Kent to call his own game on the mound?
He's just got a great feel for the game. And, usually when you start talking about pitchers, they're just all about executing pitches and being competitive and getting after it. And, the position players are the ones that know the game of baseball, ins and outs, when the tendencies are going to be to hit and run, to bunt, and do those different things. Matt knows the game inside and out, and he's a guy that you got to put the radar gun down to appreciate. He throws all 4 pitches for a strike, and throughout the course of the game, he may see something out there that a hitter makes an adjustment, moves up in the box, moves back, moves off the plate, that I can't see from the dugout. And he understands, we've been together for 4 years, what we're trying to get accomplished, and he can run it off and execute it to perfection. And I just feel like the flow of the game, the pace of the game moves better, and very, very rarely would I ever second guess the pitch that he's called and he's selected and he's executing. I think he's done a marvelous job in that respect, and I've got all the confidence in the world when we run him out there, he's going to give us a chance to win.
Well, we're coming off a series. It's almost 19,000 come to Bluebell Park, but now you both hit the road again at Kentucky. Thanks for the time and best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Rob Childress, Will Bolt right here on The Beat. Back in just a moment. This segment of The Beat is brought to you by Bud Light, the perfect beer when you're up for whatever. Welcome back to The Beat. Texas A&M men's tennis is ranked in the top 10 nationally, and they are coming off a heck of a weekend. We will talk with their head coach, Steve Denton, about it right now. And, Coach, first of all, thanks for joining us. I know the schedule's busy this time of year.
Well, it is. We're right in the middle of it. Obviously, conference is going gangbusters for us, and we've had a good run thus far.
Think about what you're coming off of. Arkansas Friday night, and then a big-time doubleheader at the Mitchell Center on Sunday. But let's discuss Arkansas Friday night. In the victory, what did you like about your team?
Well, I liked how we had to change our doubles a bit, and our guys really came through in our doubles lineup, but we had to Max Lunkin came in and played doubles with Shane and Sands. And we really flourished there in the doubles, which helped us obviously, and we jumped on top of them in the singles and got good leads at every position so we could comfortably get off the court knowing that we were going to have a really tough weekend.
Yeah, and it concluded on Sunday with Ole Miss and Texas San Antonio, both of which were in the top 25. You got through the doubleheader pretty well and made it a 3-0 weekend.
We did. We had a really good doubles again. Max Lunkin played great against Ole Miss. Ole Miss is ranked 13 in the country, and you know, one of the teams I thought had a chance to win the SEC this year. And I was really pleased there. And then obviously we were able to win some singles matches. Jeremy Efferding unfortunately didn't get to finish, but he was 6'3", 5'3", ahead of probably one of the best players in college tennis, and Nick Schultz, senior that's played Davis Cup from South Africa for Ole Miss. And so our whole team just, you know, really did a great job in singles, got ahead again, kind of kept the medal on, you know, really worked hard and got ahead in all these matches. And it was really windy and blustery conditions. Our guys handled it very well.
Yeah, and you also had to battle with a group that was banged up in all this. You played the Razorbacks, the Rebels, and the Roadrunners with a group that's kind of been through that grind of the season and the wear and tear is there. You overcame it all.
Well, we did. I mean, our guys know that during this time of the year, nobody is 100% healthy, and we've got, you know, some guys banged up. We've played a lot of tennis, the SEC. There's no easy matches in it, and so this time of the year, you know, our depth is so important, and we were able to showcase that on Sunday, having to play some additional guys. Some of our new freshmen have really begun to not be freshmen anymore and really help us to win some of these close matches. And then we need them, obviously. We need more players when we have double headers like we did on Sunday.
And you mentioned freshmen. One of them that's been very big for you this year is A.J. Catanzariti from Pittsburgh. He's meant a lot to you.
He has. He's been very efficient in singles, and he and Arthur Rinderknecht have been one of the top doubles teams at 3 doubles in the SEC. And so I thought going into the season our depth would be one of the strengths of the team. I kind of thought our doubles may be one of the weaknesses, but because of those two guys, we've really been able to solidify our doubles and have had great success, and that getting that doubles point in these matches is really important for success.
Well, then you go to the opposite side of it. Some seniors that have always been a lot to you for 4 or 5 years, but they're going to be honored on Friday night when you host Auburn, which is the last home regular season match.
It is. You know, we've got a complicated week. We go to Rice on Wednesday and play them there in their new stadium, which we're excited to go play. And then on Sunday or Friday, you know, it's really tough for me, and I know for Bob McKinley, we get a bit misty-eyed when we, you know, get thinking about, we've been with these boys for 4 years now, and they've grown up, and they're no longer boys, they're men. And to see them grow and see what they've done, I've always kind of told these guys, you know, when you come to A&M, make sure that you leave this program better off than when you came. And these guys have done that in spades. You know, Jeremy Efferding, Jackson Withrow, Jordan Sabo, and Max Montague, all 4 of them have been major contributors to the success of this program the last 4 years.
Now, Auburn isn't the final time we'll see you at the Mitchell Tennis Center, because it's going to be great in April to bring the SEC to town. You host the championships this year, and it is a collection of tennis talent that's really unmatched anywhere nationally.
Well, we just have so many teams in the SEC that are really good, and it prepares us not only and makes that tournament so wonderful to play in, and now we're getting to host it, but also in preparation for the NCAA tournament. You know, I feel like once we go through the SEC, once we've gone through that tournament, you know, our guys are really prepared to do whatever they need to do to be ready to play well in May, and that's the ultimate goal for this team.
All right, Steve, we appreciate the time and good luck. Friday against Auburn, then on into the SEC championships.
Thanks very much for having me.
That's our head men's tennis coach, Steve Denton, right here on The Beat. Back in just a moment. This segment of The Beat is brought to you by Pepsi. Now is what we make it. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get out there and live it. It's time to live for now. Welcome back to The Beat. Spring football is a time where Kevin Sumlin gets a feel for his upcoming team. But this weekend, the Aggies took a break from the grind to get in touch with the community. Charity was the order of the day, as this team participated in the big event on Friday and held their youth experience Saturday morning. The youth experience is now an annual thing for the Aggies, inviting the kids in the community to the Coolidge practice fields to learn the game and take part in some of the same drills the team does. Of course, the bigger fulfillment for the youngsters comes in just meeting the players they see every fall Saturday on Kyle Field. But it is every bit as gratifying to the current roster of Aggies as it's a chance to say thank you for the support. Now, the big event did not involve just football. After all, it's the largest student-run community service project in the entire country. So just about all of Aggie Athletics pitched in.
There's, I think, 22,000 people that are at this event. And the fact that we get to be a part of it for once, it's awesome. And just giving back to the 12th man, too.
Just getting our hands dirty a little bit and just seeing a little bit of the community that we haven't seen before. It's just a really cool experience, and just to get to know different people of College Station is big for me and the experience I've taken out of it. What do you think, Tay?
Yeah, humbling experience, great experience. I've never been a part of anything like this, so it's real nice to be a part of this and come out here and just do work and help better the community.
From sport to sport, they were there to lend a helping hand to the people who are behind them every time they take the field. Just about time to close out this edition of The Beat, but before we go, we want to tell you that this weekend at Traditions Club in Bryan, Aggie Men's Golf hosts the Aggie Invitational. JT Higgins and his team always brings in a strong field for it. It's no different in 2015. For information on the tournament, log on to 12thman.com. It's men's golf's final tune-up before they head to the SEC Championships. We are now out of time on The Beat. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody.